5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
I think it's fair to say Aster, despite their amazing performance in I-League, they're not looking quite like the same team. We've already seen the best one today from them, and it looked probably the worst they've looked in a long time, honestly.
I think that I was talking about this earlier. I think White Album has had a bit of a rough time today and yesterday. It just doesn't seem like he was on the nose, really. So hopefully we can see a little bit of a shift, and seeing him back in top form. He does seem to be not playing how we expect him to. I don't want to call him out in specific because a lot of it, like Steven's mentioned before many times, comes down to the draft. They really did get outdrafted a few times versus IG, and that obviously as a consequence makes them look a lot weaker. But I would like to see him step up his game in this series. And if he does step up his game, I don't see why Aster can't just come back, make a comeback.
Okay, I'll tell you why he can't. Right, I'll add another point, okay? Because Aster don't play Lina, okay? Until they start playing Lina and banning Lina, they're gonna struggle. And
I mean, I'm sure he plays Lina.
No, he did. So what happened was he played one Lina against RNG a couple days ago. Right, that game against RNG, and he lost, and ever since then they just don't have any respect for the hero. So I'm afraid, because I think this is like the best hero for any of the Chinese teams, and especially Ori. I feel like if BG get Lina, their chance to beat Aster goes up by like 10-20%. And
speaking of midlaners who have been feeling a bit off, has anyone else also been seeing that from Ori? His performances haven't been that strong this tournament.
Yeah,
he's also been quite off. I really would like to see these two, in particular, White Album and Ori, just play the kind of Dota that we're used to seeing them play.
10 seconds.
You guys want a cool stat?
What is it? Give it to us.
Sure.
5 seconds remaining.
Has the greatest hero diversity in this tournament so far. We've played a different hero every single game.
Wow.
Yep.
SAPPHIRE. Ooh, new hero.
Indeed.
New opener. This is a really unusual.
Do you like that opener better than a Lion against Puck?
I very much prefer a Lion to a Shaman. I think if you're picking this hero just to deal with the Puck, Lion does a better job. But obviously picking the Shaman is already telling us that they have more of a different game plan going into this. When you think of Shadow Shaman, you think of the pushing potential that he provides to his team. So it looks like they're going to be looking to take these towers a little bit earlier than what they could do with a Lion. So we can already look to see more of a higher, faster paced draft coming out of B2 this game.
What would you rather have? One crappy little finger, or
5 seconds remaining?
I can't remember. 8 Giga Snakes super
one crappy little finger.
You'd rather have the crappy little finger? Alright, you're boring.
The Lion is just a more value hero, but like I said, the Shaman does provide faster pace, provides a lot of tower damage. We can already see them playing for early towers this game, which is going to be nice to see.
VG Gaming's turn to
Who's better in lane, Shaman or Lion?
In lane? Shaman.
Yeah.
I'd say. But it depends who you're laning against. So if you're just playing for denies in a lane because you can't kill anyone, then you're going to want to play Shaman. Sure. But if you're playing to just go in and out, run through the jungle, stop pulls from happening, then you want to be Lion. You don't want to be Shaman.
I'll agree with that. Lion is much better at disruption in lane than a Shaman for sure.
Dire team ban.
Okay.
So we haven't talked about the Tidehunter either.
VG Gaming's turn
There's really not that much to say about Tidehunter. He's kind of like the anchor of a team. He provides that really big team fight. Thank you for picking up on that. But he guys, stop. Okay, so he provides that team with that big team fight ults that they can rely on. He's dependable on lane. He's durable. He can tank a lot of these single target initiations, and he obviously pairs really well with a right clicker like Shaman because of the minus armor on Gush.
He can also buy pipe,
a lot of damage,
which is very important in this game against the Puck. So they have that too. It just provides a solid team fight. What I'm worried about for the Tide. Yes.
Did I crack the case? Did they pick Shaman over Lion so he could right click on the Gush and do more damage than Lion?
Yes.
Dire team pick.
But Lion could do very similar. I think he's got faster attack base too, you know, so that's also pretty good. But I don't think it's particularly for that situation, but maybe for the laning. It is going to be a better lane though, right? Like you want Shaman to sit behind the tide and help him out.
They will get that tower far earlier.
Yeah, and the Luna is like incredibly good against Tidehunter in the laning stage. You got that aura, or throughout the game, to be honest, because the aura kind of offsets the Kraken Shell. And your team is going to do a significant amount of damage. Grimstroke now being picked up, as we've seen the counter to Luna in some ways by creating illusion of her with the Ags. It's going to be a 5 Grim again. And do you think, Mira, that we're going to see an Ags before this game ends?
So have we ever seen a 5 Grim finish his Ags?
There's only been one 5 Grim, right? Who was going for the Ags, I believe. So far,
that's definitely an item that you want to see coming out of a Grimstroke versus Luna, but he can still provide a lot for his team even without it.
I think he's gonna finish it this game.
I think, you know what? Yeah, he'll finish it.
Okay.
Why not?
Cool. Decisive. Why not?
He'll get it. He'll get it. I believe in him. I think they have. I don't think they're gonna get run over this game. I don't think he'll be playing.
Where's my Lina? What is this hero? Why are we picking subpar mid laner and Lina's in the pool?
You are tunnel visioning on this Lina a little bit.
I think Theoden's got a bit of a thing for Lina. He's been very focused on her over the past few days.
Let's talk about the obvious why they picked Void Spirit over Lina with their lineup, right? They picked the Grimstroke. The Grimstroke needs to enable a hero on his team to make his Inkswell very valuable. It's not really going to be a tide because he's not going to have that Blink Dagger for a while. It's not going to be Shaman, obviously. And if it's a Lina, it's not going to be Lina either. So they do just go for a Void Spirit just for the sake of pairing him up with Grimstroke and getting those early Inkswell kills. Which, sure, that's nice enough. Like, we've already talked about how they're going to play a higher tempo kind of game with the Shaman as opposed to the Lion.
Yeah. See,
so this makes more sense. But they do...
No, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go on.
Okay, so yeah, Void Spirit, you're completely right. That's the thing. Like, they need someone, right, that can go in with the Inkswell, or else, like, if they don't pick it here, then now they're forced to pick a carry who needs to utilize the Inkswell. Timber being picked up now, I guess it's good damage against Tide, good offlaner, but this also gives BG the opportunity to counter that in the laning stage. What I wanted to say was, I have a stat for you, okay? All heroes with 9 picks or higher in this tournament, okay, Lina has the best win rate amongst them.
Excellent.
Okay, so I'm not just
10 seconds.
Loving Lina for nothing. All right, there's your
you're right. No, there's a lot of value. She's such a valuable pick. You're right. It's just that they had like different ideas going into this game for sure. But like Theban said, now they can just kind of counter the Timber in the laning phase. So Aster are covering their bases, right? They banned out the Ursa, who typically does very well against the Timber Ursa. They're probably gonna ban out... I wonder who they ban out next year, actually.
So we can pick Monkey, Slark. Those are like typical heroes. Hearing you.
Gyro?
10 seconds remaining.
Gyro. Not bad. I can see it working. How about you, Nomad? What's in the Nomad's dumpster diving today?
Yeah, I'm doing some heavy thinking here. Give me a Lycan game.
Wow, who in their right mind would ever pick Lycan against Timbersaw?
Let's never ask Nomad for a thing again.
You asked for a dumpster pick, guys. What do you expect?
Well, I didn't ask you to go to the bottom of the dumpster. Like,
oh, sorry.
Just at the top is fine.
You need to specify these things. You say diving. I assume that means to the bottom. What kind of diving?
Not all the way to the bottom.
You just skim the top.
So they banned Monkey King like even suggested. I'm sad I'm not seeing more gyros versus Timbers online. I would like to see it because it sounds kind of good to me with the Ravage added teamfight effect can also just farm very fast and scale into the late game. I don't think we've seen that hero enough this tournament though to solicit.
But None of this matters though. None of it matters because Aster opened up with Puck and Luna. Puck and Luna are Luna's most popular safe lane hero.
10
Puck is the most popular
remaining.
mid lane hero of the tournament. And they both have the same win rate, 33.3%. So Aster will be
Luna has a 33% win rate.
in this tournament, yes. She's been figured
But
out.
I think a lot of her losses have actually been to Medusa.
Yeah, I mean, Medusa's the second most popular
Is that a-
hero
is that a
actually, and
possibility here?
62.5%. So the win rates match up perfectly as it happens.
Do you guys think we'll see a Medusa here?
It's banned. So I don't think we will see a
Oh,
Medusa.
okay, never
think
mind.
so.
Never mind. I can't even see. Apparently, Nomad's suggestion has made me blind.
I should have bet you my house that we wouldn't see a Medusa here. And if you
You really
took the
should have.
bet,
That
Could have been some
lost.
easy.
Vici gains
but you know, I didn't want to take advantage of the situation.
My
My
favorite
boy.
stat of the tournament. My favorite stat
My
of the tournament.
hero.
Loved one. Oh, there he is.
My guy, Earth Spirit. Boom.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah.
Nova?
Do you guys want to know what the third most popular carry hero of the
10
tournament's been?
seconds remaining.
Who?
Is it
It's
Axe?
Pudge.
It's oh my
It's
god.
5 seconds remaining.
What a dang tournament.
Wait, what about Axe though? Axe was also
He's-
picked
he's-
quite a lot.
Pudge and Axe are joined third. I didn't wanna ruin my
Okay,
stat by
all
saying
right.
that.
You
They both have 4
that was definitely cherry picked there, Nomad.
You may now select your
Didn't mention the Axe.
It was fine.
Okay, so Juggernaut is a hero that actually can do well versus Timbersaw, especially if you pair him up with Grimstroke. I really like this Borax or Spirit. We haven't seen this in a really long time.
Yeah, it's not bad.
fun.
My only concern here is I think that Timber's still gonna have a very good game because with Borax Earth Spirit, he can kick the Timber away, right? If they decide to go on him. That's something. And Earth Spirit himself has like incredibly high HP. He's not gonna be afraid of dying to like the Ink Swallow combo. So yeah, I mean, I think Juggernaut's a good carry, but it's not going to be able to like deal with the Timber as obviously a Ursa or a Monkey would have done. So Aster did a good job at banning the right heroes.
They might actually be lacking some early to mid game damage on the side of Vici, which is quite concerning. To be honest, I can see this game going both ways for both teams, but Aster's draft seems a little bit more clear cut to me. But I don't want to write off Vici's draft completely. I just do see a little bit of damage issues in the early game.
I definitely like the amount of control they've got for this Void Spirit. I think this Void Spirit, Ori's had a rough tournament so far, and I think he's going to have an even rougher tournament this game because this is looking like, you've got both the Earth Spirit Silence and the Lion to help deal with this Void Spirit. It's looking like it might be a tough game for him. This Juggernaut's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. I think he can do it,
for battle.
but I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'll go with Aster for this one. What are we thinking, guys, quickly?
I'm going
Aster.
I'm going
There you
VG.
go.
I'm going VG.
Yeah,
I'm going to build
Spicy.
another streak right now.
Spicy.
The confidence. I like the spice,
Spicy.
Stephen. Thank you very much. And thank you to my wonderful panelists. And let's head over to our wonderful casters as well. Speak up, Mo Farah. What you got to say about this one?
Not much. I don't have a lot to say, honestly. You guys really took the words right out of my mouth. I would have repeated everything that you guys said, obviously. I'm just so entwined with the game and would have got the picks right just like you guys.
Maybe
Mo?
Theben is building another streak,
30 seconds.
but it's just a losing streak this time.
That's what I thought.
He didn't specify, did he?
So, coming into this, take a look over at
Oh, no, I was
Vici
muted
and
in
Aster.
Discord.
Oh, he was
Oh, no.
muted. Left me hanging.
Blessings upon a loyal
I said
warrior.
maybe Theben's building a losing streak instead of a winning streak this time.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Battle
Maybe.
begins.
I really am excited to see Borax on this Earth Spirit. That's the really most exciting thing to me. Blade Fury right on top of XXS, Timber Chain away, and Inkswell won't land on to anybody, and that puts Poyoyo in a very compromising position as he'll go down to XXS for first blood.
You, and I killed you.
Oh dear, not good. So obviously, I agree with the panel that this lane with the Jug is kind of like, normally you have this really great combo with the Grim, but they have Timber Chain, they have Kick Away from the Earth Spirit. I think it's going to be a really difficult lane for the Radiant side. But BG have Shadow Shaman, so I think they're going to win.
I know you're all about that Shadow Shaman. James, CDC James, who doesn't have a team right now. So if you guys are looking to make a team, James, he plays a lot of Shadow Shaman. He's very good. Pick him up.
I miss this hero. People just started picking Lion instead, and it's not as fun, you know? Shaman's just way more exciting. Oh no, it's Lion versus Shaman.
Shaman looks like it's cosplaying Ember Spirit right now with this cosmetic.
Yeah. I hate it so much. Why does it have a dagger?
Like, I feel like he's just gonna cast Sleight of Fist onto the Lion.
There you go. That's the problem with the Ink Swell. I'm surprised he took it at level 1. I know it's for the first blood potential, but I think he kind of ruins their lane a little bit.
We're exceeding some right clicks, mana getting drained up top from Lanham to PYW2. And this is really the hero that I was hoping Borax would play. After seeing his Phoenix performance, I wanted to see something more that he could use to roam around the map and have a presence felt, or even an omnipresence around the map.
Yeah, excited to see what he can do on the hero. Because Earthspirit always fun to watch as well. One of those, I think it's one of those really high skill cap heroes, right? Where you're like, oh, this is awesome.
And it lets me do my favorite thing that I've been doing during this tournament. You remember a DAC?
I thought you were going to say run down mid faster with roll, but
no. You remember a DAC? Obica playing Earth Spirit and Tusk? It was that same year that OP played Tinker.
Nice.
Oh man, it always comes back to DAC.
This Luna's got off to a difficult start, but do they have Gush available? Yeah, they do. They might be in trouble here. No, okay. He has another beam up before I thought he would. And now they're going to click Tide down as well. They're both level 3, so there's a lot of damage coming through here.
Yeah, they've got the Hex to follow this up as he hits level 3 and puts the skill point into it. And Old 11, he's like one shot from dead. Anchor Smash and the Hex. But with the Lucent Beam as well as the right click from him, they'll get the kill. And here he is. Here's Borax. PYW just came back to this lane. The kill on a Monet, but not before, or not until he's close to dead and close enough where Borax can follow that up with Lanham and take him out.
The thing about that is not only do they get the kills, they get 3 kills overall. Yes, they lose the Luna, but the wave starts to push under the tower, so they lose some of the XP on Vici before either the Tide or the Shaman can come back to that lane. They lose like 4 creeps worth of XP, which is really bad. So they're going to be pretty far behind in that lane now in terms of those levels.
Minutes in, 4-1 lead here for Aster. And Swell, silence on the puck. That's gonna pop. Do I get this? Oh, needs one more right click.
That would have been incredible.
I really thought he had it. DY putting on so much pressure.
I thought he had it as well. Right, what I don't like, because the Shadow Shaman hasn't had a good start to the game. I'm a little bit worried my likability for this hero is going to be under threat.
Yeah. DY getting run down right now by Borax. Swell hits. He's got to roll in 2 seconds if he wants to try and play that game against this Grimstroke, but decides not to do so. Well, what were we seeing from Shadow Shaman all that time back? Because that was season 1 that you were seeing James play that Shadow Shaman. So think back, because that's probably close to a year ago now.
I think that was when Shackles was much stronger in those early stages of the game. I think it used to do like a ridiculous amount of damage as well, where they've nerfed it since. It used to do like 100 damage at level 1, I think. I can't remember, but
These boots picked up by the jug. Yo, keeping up that hero diversity and going into this jug. Give up that first blood. He's been CSing pretty well down here. Trying to do what he can, but now up towards top, they've made the rotation. They're going to go in. They've got the Astral Step, and Oriole going to get the kill here on Alanum. He'll at least get that, and then Borax falls to hold 11. They've got the Inkswell looking for Monet. They have corralled him into the corner, and they will find themselves a double on Ori and get 3 kills up in the top lane.
Yeah, what a rotation that is as well. Okay, Coil comes mid.
He snaps it, and
one stitch charge.
oh, I don't know if he needed to snap that, but I don't think anybody was coming over anyway to help him. There were no rotations through. No TP on Ori.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So, good pick up for White Album though. You know, like, Ori makes his rotation towards the top and it finds all these, you know, amazing pickups and things, but White Album just has someone turn up to his lane instead. Which is fantastic for him. So he gets to carry on farming and get a kill.
Aether and into the X, and now PYW can help out and get a kill on a White Album. The hero or the player that has been kind of struggling for Aster the last few days. And yeah, it is a bit of revenge there.
I mean, that's one of the things the Shadow's best at, right, though, is this quick lockdown against the puck, which was the opening pick. So it makes sense.
Now we've got the Shackle out on a Borax. Lanham, he's coming over, but Poyoyo's here. Inkswell on Lanham with the Blade Fury. They're going to get the kill at least onto the Lion. White Album comes in. He's got the 2-man Waning Rift with the Boulder Smash hitting on both those heroes. DY, Phantom's Embrace. He's dead to the right click of White Album. DY be running back as Ori will join him. They'll go for this Stream Coil. And I think Borax was thinking about maybe kicking this Shadow Shaman out of the coil.
Tower is under attack.
What's the skill mode on the Grim? I think he has a third point in Phantom's Embrace already.
Yes, it's 0-3-2.
6 on the Jug, and then like Timber's level 7, he goes bot.
Radiant structures.
Yeah, that's not going to go well.
Radiant's
I mean, there was a really early rotation mid from Poyoyo, right? That he realizes he can't really lane against the Timber anymore, so he goes mid to try and help. Oh, but when you turn back up bot again, you're just not in a great situation.
And now, especially without your bottom tower. Timber's having a great start. XXS is on it. Big creep wave coming through towards bottom for Poyoyo. Timber Shade across. Poyoyo uses the Blade Fury. At least one deny there for XXS.
And how many times do we see this Timber start to take over this early game, though, in this tournament so far? You know, one of the most contested heroes, like Noma was saying, there's a good reason for it. Oh, if Tom comes over and take these stacks.
Yeah, but he's going to need to be careful now with White Album and XXS showing up. All 3 cores here. Hold 11. He's got himself Ravage. He's got the rest of the team behind him. They're going to continue to jump in on him. They have the Hex, the Drew Crow on a 2. There's the Equal popping. White Album now avoiding the Ravage that comes through and hits on a 3. The roll all the way in, hitting on a DY. DY's dead of the Lucent Beam from Monet.
From memory.
After all is said and done, only 1 kill, but it goes for Aster, and it forces out a Ravage, which gets nothing.
And that's the thing, you know, everybody wants to be able to play around the Tide Ravage there, and they're like, oh, let's take a fight. But there's a brick wall in the Timber in the way. They have no damage to deal with Timber right now. You know, they have this Inkswell, which is great, and they have like the Ravage and stuff, but it's just not enough. He's so tanky.
Tonight.
I think we have Monet has Mask of Madness coming out in the career now on Luna as well, so.
Yeah, going into the Dragonlance next, and you can see Poyoyo trying to get what he can. He's sitting second in the net worth. Going for the Timber up in the top lane, and I don't know if this will work out, but they're starting to really get through the armor. But XXS quite tanky, and he's just able to Timber chain away.
They're not getting through the armor though. That's probably still half HP. They've just used everything apart from Ravage.
Starting. Ooh, Hex. And the finger blowing up Poyoyo.
Great kill. And all of a sudden they can't even really push top either because Aster could respond, bring extra heroes to this top lane. It's like they can't go where the Timber is, right? So wherever the Timber turns up, they just have to run away and try and find fights somewhere else.
Ship Vest. Decent pickup here for Old 11. Does Old 11 just go straight utility build, or we've seen a couple Tide Hunters look for some damage output?
Yeah, their damage output is a little bit lacking in the team overall. I think that's what Effie was saying on the panel, right? But I guess they have okay initiation with the Shaman and the Void Spirit.
Dire's middle tower.
I'm not really sure. I'll be honest. I guess this is an okay pipe game on that kind of thing, but you just keep the value of the hood, right? The pipe's so expensive now. We just go for a relatively early blink still, I would say.
X sinks well, Phantom's Embrace. They've got the Shackle, but here comes White Album. Everybody's actually here from the side of Vici. They go to the Ravage. They've got the Serpent Works down. XXS. Magnetized, Geomagnetic Grip, the double silence out on it, Ori trying to go after White Album, but the sun comes out from Lanham. They have a Illusory Orb, another Hex through, and the right click damage with the Healing Ward. It's going to be enough. They've got the Shackle out of the line. They'll get the kill on Lanham. Looking over at White Album, who's just able to skirt away, but 3 kills for the side of Vici. They'll get the tier 1 tower.
Dire's top tower.
I was so certain they wouldn't be able to kill that Timber. I was really sure. I didn't see the Maelstrom on the Jug. And I think when the Omni Slash comes through with that extra little bit of magic damage, right, against the Timber, they just have enough after using everything on him.
I end up getting that. I don't know if they knew it. All 5 were up there for Vici.
I very much doubt the Timber will be put off from this though.
Just this Void Spirit, or just that death up top?
Just that death, I mean.
They're still having a good game. He's actually going super soft Kai Assange.
Yeah, I don't mind that though. I think the Kai Assange is really good, especially this game. Obviously, the extra healing comes through really well with that hero. It's such a valuable item.
Radiant's middle tower is under
It feels like a better version of Hearthstone in a way.
Yo. His senses tingling as he TPs out.
It's funny to see the 2 mid heroes being the lowest net worth cores in the game though. Like all the side laners are a little bit ahead. We've been seeing like the TAs and Lenas and Leshes. He's more like dedicated.
Are scanning.
I'm like Romus this time. Yeah, and there's the blink.
Invisibility.
I'm waiting to see what he queues up afterwards.
Top tower is under attack.
Smoke breaks. Lanham found. Gets the Hex off before Phantom's Embrace was able to attach itself.
Your final gasp, sir.
XXS will come over, but won't really do much of anything. And Old 11, well, he's got Ravage ready to go. I think they'd need everybody again if they really wanted to go on to this Timber once more. Meanwhile, though, Serpent Wards, Gush coming in, and the roll away. They did not get in front of his roll.
Yeah, Old 11 tried to close the gap there so that he could get in and block the roll, but wasn't quite in range. I would say this Phantom's Embrace build by DY is seeing such huge amounts of work this game as well. I think up against the Timber and the Puck especially, it has a lot of value. Because Timber obviously can't attack if he has Chakram out.
Dire structures are
Silence very valuable against Puck.
Junko on a 2 with the Geomagnetic Grave. Looking to blink into the Ravage. They got the Lucid Team out, but he's following it up. Now the Ravage comes on through, lands onto a bunch. They get the counter works as well as White on the take out 2. They've got the check on Monet. Now the Soul Mind's there. It's Silence on it 2. X6 is trying to do it again to deter the side of Vici from continuing on further, but it's not really doing much. Monet getting low, right clicks in, he'll fall, double kill for Ori. XXS, you're tanky and you'll survive, but the rest of the team around you is dead.
What a fight by Vici. I mean, the Jug pre-puts the healing ward down, so even when they go in with the coil and the Earth Spirit Silence, everyone's just getting healed up, and it survives the whole fight, I'm pretty sure, the healing ward. Yeah, look how much... The Timbersaw does loads of damage, but nobody else does anything, right? They all just get caught off by this Ravage, and they just all instantly die. Like, the puck gets the coil off, but then watch the Ravage come through after the Silence ends on the Tide. Great Aether Remnant by the Void Spirit as well, to catch the puck in the first place. But the healing ward's just still there. Like, they can't kill anybody. Eventually goes down, but by then it's just too late.
She looking good. Up 2K now. Yo leading the net worth.
Yeah, that's a massively game-changing fight, though. Like, everything was looking okay for us, right? But then, yeah, one bad move. Vici leading the line again. Great spell usage, though. Has to be said. I like the early BKB from the Luna this game. I think she realizes, like, most of the time these Lunas want to go like Yasha or something first, right, to be a little bit more greedy, but the state of the game, like, they have to be able to 5-man and just be able to take these big engagements, and if the Luna doesn't have BKB, it's impossible this game. There's so many things to worry about, you know, like the Void Spirit jumping, the Inkswell, the Ravage.
You're going to smoke and continue to put the pressure on. They'll look for the Luna, who's up towards top. They'll have the Inkswell with the Astral Step jump. And there's the Inkswell, there's the Astral Step. They're right on Monet. They've got the Phantom's Embrace. The Hex comes through, but they've got the Serpent Wars, the silence on both those heroes. As they've got that axe picked up on the Void Spirit. They get the kill into PYW. They'll look over now onto the Void Spirit. Old 11, he doesn't have a Ravage to throw, but the damage coming out of Lana might be enough to get the kill in just a second with it assimilate. Lana ends up dead. Silence again on XXS with the Phantom Embrace. And Inkswell pops, but onto nobody, and we'll use that Trustless Shovel to gain another advantage in a bounty rune.
Great thing about that, they put the Serpent Wars for the fight, and it's under the enemy tower as well. So not only do they get pickoffs, they find the tower, and I think they're going to start to look towards the Roche pit here because they have Ravage back up again. So once they've dealt with their waves and things, I think that Roche looks really tasty right now.
Philosopher's Stone.
I'll take that as tribute.
Ooh, double Astral Step. Silence, Omni, Monet, gone. Again.
They're getting torn apart, aren't they? Wow. This is just relentless aggression from Vici. And that is one of the things you can say about the Void Spirit that is, you know, so strong. He is so mobile that it feels like he can be everywhere. Especially when you get this early ags as well, like your game impact is ridiculous.
Dire are scanning. Radiant's top
And Ori's
tower
8-0
is
and
under
6.
attack.
Yeah, they scanned there on the Dire to see if the Shaman was by himself, and he wasn't, so Puck just TP's away. You just got a Grove Bow. Was it the Dire? I swear to God, if it is, Fluda gets another Grove Bow.
It was.
Oh my God.
The Puck's holding the Grove Bow.
Oh, okay.
Radiant's top tower
Money
is under
changes
attack.
hands.
Still
Dire's
counts
bottom
every time, though.
is under attack.
Yeah, still on the Luna's team.
Serpent Ward's committed
middle
over
tower
bottom.
is under attack.
Earth Spirit and Luna are over that way, but not sure they really want to
Dire's
show
bottom
themselves.
tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Get that tower down 5K now is Aster. They really need to find an opening or make some space for this Luna, who is sitting bottom of the net worth in the core race. It's really not been a fun time for Monet. Sitting top of the net worth in the support race. is PYW. Swell, there's the Hex. They've got that assimilate, and PYW's got yet another kill. He's sitting 3, 4, and 10.
He was a few hundred gold off Blink there. I think if he had it, they might have been able to catch the Timber, but they ended up getting Ladam instead, so kind of like a nice, smaller reward instead.
Silence.
I don't know about this White Album. He's going to want to jaunt away. 11 has Blink. There's the Ravage, and Inkswell with the Hex. This is a dead White Album puck.
To me.
And making an aggressive play, knowing that the team is probably there after they made an attack up towards top, and you could see that Old 11 was farming mid.
Sorry, I really appreciate that zoom in on the face there, just before the puck died. That was very good. You could do the analysis. I'm just going to laugh at the small things instead.
No.
Are you sure? I don't mind, honestly.
I mind. I embarrass myself when I analyze the game.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I mean, Shadow looks really good, though. Feels like they had a plan for this puck. First pick that they knew Aster left. Yeah, coming into the series strong. And you have to say, though, that is one of the things about the tiebreakers that would have been different for both these teams, is that when you don't know who your opponent is the day before, right? So both these teams coming in to the tiebreakers would have had no idea who they would have been playing against straight away. So interesting to see them almost, you know, this might be something they've not practiced for Aster necessarily, but in scrims they've been like, yeah, where's the Shadow Shaman gone? Why aren't we picking it against puck more?
And they know that White Album loves the puck, loves the Lestrak, so X out onto this jug. He's got the Aegis, so they need to get down there. They are far away. They're only going to take the first off and run, it seems, but quick into the Blade Fury. Timbersaw coming over, the rest of the team reacting. And now Puyoyo getting low. They should have this kill, but can they get out clean? And they will do so as Vici. They see the death and they won't jump in onto this Aster side.
Dire's middle tower.
I'll be honest, I kind of just assumed he'd have a TP and he'd just spin TP away. I didn't actually look. And then, yeah, slow realization from me. And yeah, this should be a tier 2, right? I don't think they defend without the jug. Okay.
Maybe not. They're going to go for it. They found themselves at least a kill on a Borax. They end up losing PYW, but he's already got the Serpent Wards down, and they've got themselves Monet caught in the Serpent Wards for a second. Silence hits onto the puck. They go after him. Phase shift, though, away. They've got the Aether Rain that lands on XXS. They'll land the Rapid Jet onto Monet, get the kill onto the Loon, and now Earth Spike rolling death from XXS to kill off DY. Right now, it's the 2 supports on the side of VG Jet with Chuck coming back up in just 4 seconds. They get the kill on Lanham, and now White Album needs to leave, and so does XXS.
This voice for it is so strong. He's so tanky, and this is before he's got the Kaya Sands as well.
Silence.
It's like 2.2k HP.
Here I am.
I can't believe they went for it, but they have so much damage.
Void Spirit's 10-0-7.
He's owning. But that's the power. It's not just him, though. You have to remember, this Grimstroke is enabling the Void Spirit at the same time. Like with all these Inkswells that are coming through.
Oh, White Album, Blink, Hex, Aether Remnant with so much damage so quickly. Monet's over. They've got the Hex coming through into Ori. Will they kill him for the first time? It's looking like they might, but the Astral Step, he's ready to go on the high ground. They hit a stun on the Borax. They might even follow it up with an Aether Remnant. That doesn't land, but the opposite now bouncing around. Monet getting real low, ends up falling to Old 11, who blinks in with the Gush. They've got themselves a shackle around off the Earth Spirit. They'll take out Borax. 3 heroes down on the side of Aster again. Vici, 25-12, almost a 10k lead. They are blowing up the side of Aster and blowing them out of the water.
Is there a shard on the Grim there? I think.
Yeah.
Because if there's I think, yeah, it purged off the
is under attack.
stuns, right? Because it's the strong dispel.
Yep.
Money change.
And it just allows the Void Spirit to get out of the fight. That was awesome. Are they going to catch more?
Yeah, they've got the Hex. Good 2-man stun coming out from this Lion, but now Void Spirit looks his direction. Lanham's probably going to be dead here. They've got the that healing ward, but it's not enough to keep alive PYW. However, it kept him alive long enough where Aster may not feel comfortable going in for the rest of Vici because they're so healthy.
Yeah, I think you just need to get out now. Reset, wait for the shaman.
Roll
That's
in.
what I'm trying to force the issue.
Jamming that a grip. It's only a silence onto the Grimstroke. Roll away. XXS, he's committed to this. The Soulbind comes in onto the Timbersaw. They've got Ori coming out to round out the back. Doom Coil snaps. CY ends up dead. Astral steps as well as the Aether and that hits on the Ear Spirit. XSS going in and looking for more, but not looking likely that Vici are going to give up any more numbers.
Yeah, good chase the rest, and they find an extra pick off. You know, they want to try and take that numbers advantage fight in the 4 versus 5. Puck almost has BKB as well, so that's going to be really helpful up against all these constant silences from like the Grim, the Void Spirit. If he can cast it before the Hex comes through from Shaman as well, that would be big.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Is he going Arcane Blink on the top? Oh, no, he's going Shivas. Right, okay. I was going to say.
Void Spirit going Octarine next.
Radiant's
The Iron feels so good on so many of these like spellcasting mids now. Especially because of the easy build-up from the Aetherlands.
Set in stone.
11 might want to jump and go for this Ravage. A lot of heroes grouping up towards mid. 11 trees. Blink. Ravage coming through. That lines up two. They got the Silver Ward as well as the Soulbind. That means they're both silenced thanks to the Phantom's Embrace. Not one, but two. And make it a third with Phantom hitting the deck as Ori is now beyond godlike.
Has fallen.
What a nice combo that was.
Tower is under attack. Dire's
Puck just can't react in time because he's so close to the Ravage. You know, if you're on the outer edges of that, then maybe you can react with phase shift. But
PYW landing that Econo Monet. They've got the Phantom Embrace. And look at that. Ori with another. Ori. The rest of the team will line him up and he'll knock him down 15, 0, and 8. And they'll call GG on Aster. They will tap out to Vici, who have just jumped down their throats.
do you know what? I was coming into this series, I was like, wow, you know, are we maybe going to see the difference between the strength in groups and where everybody assumed that Group B was going to be stronger with this Elephant LGD Vici combo? And Aster started this game really well, and I was like, oh, you know, maybe.
Vici Gaming's turn to ban.
That's happened since the major.
I have to say they're really surprising me in how badly they're doing. Like, I went into this tournament thinking they would be the best performing team this tournament, and it started off like that, but they've kind of been crumbling these last couple of days. I really want to see them hit their stride again. They are such a treat to watch when they are on their game, but maybe something is off right now.
Maybe we'll have to see. We do have a draft available for game number 2, so let's jump into the second match of this best of 3 upper bracket playoff game and see if Vici can get yet another advantage.
You know what? I want to hear Nomad's predictions for these first 2 picks.
For the first 2 picks?
Yes, I would like to know what is coming out.
Okay, I mean, do I get to see the bands first, or do I have to just go straight in?
Just no, tell me what they're doing this time.
All right. Well, I mean, bands, we're probably going to get... what have they been banning? I don't remember. We've had a lot of DK been contested. TA's been contested. I reckon Vici maybe ban TA here. Oh, they have first pick. Maybe they want to ban. All right, they'll ban DK. Aster will ban...
Radiant team ban.
something else. Or Wyvern. Oh, it's off to a bad start. Yeah, Vici are going to open with TA, and then Aster are going to counter with some heroes of their own. When you put me on the spot like this, I completely forget what they're actually playing anymore. They'll go.
Look, Nomad didn't come today expecting to be talking about heroes. He's like, yeah, at least I don't have to deal with that shit. I got these 2 guys for it.
Yeah.
No, now we really put him on the spot.
I'm gonna deliver, right? Vici go TA, Aster go Lion and Timbers. No, they banned Timbersaur's banned. Lion and
Radiant team
Nixus. No, that's banned as well. Shit.
Assassin.
Well, there was a TA in there somewhere. You guys got what you asked for.
Dazzle.
I should have gone with my heart, damn it.
No, man, how did you not read the Dazzle?
How did I not read the Dazzle, guys?
This is why you're not an analyst and you're just a host. All right?
Well, Dazzle.
Mira, tell us why the Dazzle was picked. Yeah.
New hero. Have we all decided that new hero is just the way to win in this tournament?
Yeah.
No, so obviously minus armor with TA is very effective. That's pretty much what they're going for with it. There's not really much to say. Like, there's a lot of utility in team fights with Grave, but there's a reason that Dazzle has fallen out of favor as a support, and it's for reasons Steven has mentioned many times before. Like, what you're looking for out of your support in this meta, Dazzle does not provide. He doesn't have any disables. He doesn't have any burst damage. He is a save hero, but he isn't the type of save hero that you pair well with a lot of the heroes this meta, like for example Alashrak.
Do you think they picked the Dazzle to like try and counter some kind of a counter to Dragon Knight? Because he's always sitting in the middle of the creeps and in the lane. Maybe they want to just poison him and just chase him down a little bit and just like kind of kick him out of the lane, keep him like half health.
That sounds like a creative approach to Dragon Knight, sure.
I mean, isn't TA Dazzle pretty good? I don't know. I don't know Psyblade's proc the poison touch and refresh.
Okay, Nomad, you're really going into the dumpster once again to find something to make it. That's not why they picked the Dazzle, I'm sure. To proc their poison with Psyblades.
Dude, it's a good lane. And they're color coordinated as well, which is really important.
Has anyone ever told you, Nomad, that you're too smart for your own good?
No,
yeah, Nomad is a genius.
They mostly say I'm too stupid for my own good, so that's nice to hear. One thing I do like though is the Dazzle Shard into illusion carries is really nice. They pick DB into it, so if the Dazzle does end up going for the Shard, if he's not a pos 5, then
true,
it is good.
Nice.
Good.
So yeah, it's very good. I like that.
So. The thing about Vici's draft is when you have both of you, when you have 2 cores showing in first phase, like it's really easy for Aster to play reactively here and just pick to counter the lane. We see that with Darkseer. Darkseer is one of the heroes that Terraflight does not like to play against. He doesn't like to play against him in lane. He doesn't like to play against him at later stages of the game because of the obvious, the wall of replica, and he can be run down in lane and die.
Oh, so, and the shard too. Don't forget that one. We've been seeing that every single game with the Darkseer now.
Radiant team pick.
So we might have normally when a Darkseer gets forced out as a counter to Terrorblade,
Vici Gaming
teams respond with a Doom. I don't know how well a Doom would fit into Vici's lineup right now, but I can see that being something that they're going to look towards. Nice. The Aster pick up Earth Spirit, and Earth Spirit and Dark Seer is probably my favorite support core combination in Dota.
It's strong.
It's really strong. Earth Spirit is a great hero to pair up with Ion Shell. He has a long range gap close. He benefits from the Ag Scepter later on. He can TP mid with Ion Shell on him and get kills on mid or on the side lane. Just overall a very good Ion Shell carrier. Okay, so the Doom does come out like we were talking about earlier. This is a very standard response to a Darkseer. I think that if you pick Terrorblade early in a draft without banning Darkseer, you are expecting to pick a Doom later, so they don't seem too frazzled by this Doom pick. I mean, this Darkseer pick.
Yeah, Doom into Dazzle, I mean, the Dazzle can sustain the Doom target, but I mean, his healing is really bad. That's one of the reasons we don't see a lot of Dazzle. His healing is just poo.
The problem with Aster's lineup right now. They only have one burst damage here, and that's in the Templar Assassin.
Yeah.
And TA is not bursting Dragonite or Terrorblade.
No, he's not. She's not.
So there's some, like they're looking for these long drawn out fights, and I'm not really sure what the hero it is for Aster right now that can like solidify their draft. But VG are looking like they're gonna have 3 tanky beasts, all with BKBs at the front and ready to push ahead. And that is so scary. Like if I look at VG's draft, I'm shivering right now. Like scary.
I said it as a meme earlier, but I kind of want them to put the TA in the safe lane and get something mid which can kind of control the tempo of the game a bit better, because if they go for something greedy on the core, it's going to be rough.
Well, they need some kind of high damage core to come out on Aster as well. TA alone is not going to be enough. They, like Steven said, these are very strong, beefy heroes. They're going to need some more damage output.
And you know one thing about Aster's lineup too, like they can't really run away in this game because they're playing against Disruptor. So the Surge is not going to have too much value defensively.
That's a very good point.
And you're always going to be able to bring them back when Aster's trying to disengage from the Metamorph.
That's a very good point. And you were talking about how Dazzle could sustain the Doom target, but he is playing against the Disruptor. If the Disruptor decides to just handle him, find him in team fights, he can.
Yeah. Well, Brewmaster, another very strong team fighting hero here. So you think that's a position 4 Brew? Is there any potential for position 4 Doom or DK as well?
This is pretty flexible, but what if it's...
It's safe to say that's not a position 1 Brewmaster and a position 5 Brewmaster.
No, it's not.
That is safe.
I don't think it's a 3 Brewmaster.
PYW, I think, is the only one that really plays Brewmaster on his team. So, yeah, there you go. I'll pick up the Brew.
Okay, cool. And PL pick. I actually dig it. I think this is a very smart pick. It's good against... It's actually surprisingly good against Dragonite. Like even though he's got Splash, it's like very like low DPS Splash, and PL can actually do more damage to him. Yeah, great at removing mana of Terrorblade. Going on Disruptor. Disruptor ulti is actually kind of scary for the Phantom Lancer if you ever catch him with the kinetic field.
I was going to comment that as a Disruptor player, I do like playing against PLs. Not if I'm having a bad game, because PL can just go anywhere and kill you. He can just go anywhere and kill you. But if you do have vision of him, you can put a halt to him in a few bits.
I think this was a good pick from Aster here. Yeah, it was probably the best pick they could have had. I'm surprised VG didn't ban up Phantom Lancer when they have TB and Doom. Like Doom can't actually Doom PL. It's so hard unless he gets to like Shiva's. And they might even consider like a Radiance actually in this game. It's good against Templar Assassins, good against PL. But yeah, actually, now that I mention it, the same items counter PL and TA, Radiance and Shiva's. So if they actually itemize properly here, I think the late game is in the hands of VG.
I'll give this one to VG because they're very comfortable with their Doom lineups, and
me too.
I really like what they did with their draft. I think they have a good answer to every hero except maybe the PL. But like Steven said, that can be dealt with items. There's also the Disruptor factor. I'll give it to VG. I have faith.
I'll go with VG as well.
For VG, You guys make good points. You know, I'm finding it very difficult to disagree with you guys. I want to be the contrarian and go for Aster, but I'm sorry, Aster, but their performance has just not been up to scratch. I think it's a creative draft, but yeah, I'm going to go beat you with this one. But let's throw it over to our commentary duo to find out who's going to be taking game number 2. It is BQup and it is MoFarah.
Thank you very much. Coming into this second game, we'll see if Vici can pull off the 2-0 over Aster. If they've got a little bit more fight in them, need a lot more fight than what they had in the previous game. So we'll see what Aster bring to the table on this one. A couple new heroes showing up, Mo. You going to support the new heroes, or are you going to support the Vici lineup?
I think Dazzle is a very underrated hero in general. I think it has good flex potential as well, but I think they are really going to struggle to deal with this like DK timing relatively early on. I think there's a lot of pressure on the Darkseer and the Earth Spirit this game. But if they can get off to a good start, maybe get this relatively early first Roche on the TA.
The battle begins.
I'd be persuaded otherwise. I just think Aster just haven't looked that good, you know. And no matter what they would have picked this game, I don't think I could have gone for them anyway. It feels like they're having a bad day. So it's going to be Doom top against the Darkseer, which is kind of, I would say, half expected now by this point. We've seen so many lanes like that. And it looks like they're trying to swap the lanes on the Radiant side. So the Darkseer's running bot lane and the PL's running top.
You think you won?
You think this lane swap's going to be enough, though?
I mean, they want to get the lanes that they can, right? They want to put the PL against the Doom, because the Doom doesn't really stop the PL from being able to farm. And you see this meld at level 1 from the TA. Not something we've seen this tournament, but it has been relatively popular against these melee heroes, like the Ember as well is another one.
I'm waiting to see if Ori does in fact die this game, as he went unkilled in the last one. He's quite tanky overall. It could be a bit of a problem to kill him on this DK, but we'll see.
So if you notice, Dire have a ward in the Radiant bot jungle that saw the lane swaps. So they saw the Darkseer going to bot lane, so they've sent the Doom back bot again. There's one there, there's one just further up as well, to the left. So they saw the lane swaps, right? Mm-hmm. And it means that they can get the lane decisions that they want, because they've seen it on vision, whereas Aster haven't had the same luxury, unfortunately, for them. So TV's going to get to play against the PL, Doom's going to get to go against that Darkseer. Yeah, it feels pretty good for Vici.
Yeah, so far so good. We'll see if they can keep it up. They had quite the role in the first game, and they certainly should have a lot of confidence coming into this one.
Yeah, look at this value Devour as well. While he's swapping lanes, he finds the small camp, eats the creep, and then gets the speed creep so he can run faster to the bot lane. That's value.
Probably the most value they can get.
Yeah, it actually is. This PL is going to struggle with the TV early on. I think, obviously, as the game goes on, PL one of the better cores at dealing with that hero. TV can't really deal with the illusion spam. You know, very single target focus.
We'll see if what the panel alluded to comes to fruition, in that the Disruptor catches this PL and you catch him in a static storm and he's unable to get out. He's in a lot of trouble.
Wasn't there an OGA event in the past where there was a TV versus PL game and it like froze the whole thing? Was that OGA?
It might have been.
I can't remember. And it like the game crashed because Reflection used to get all the illusions of all the PL illusions. So yeah, that was fun. They've changed it now, but this DK's doing really well mid lane up against the TA as well.
Or he's just feeling himself.
Yeah. And that's the power of the stun though, right? Having the sustain in the lane up against this TA normally that just chips and chips away at you.
quite a bit of damage early on, too.
Dazzle!
9 and 7 to the 7 and 5 there. Bottom lane, Old 11 getting run back. But they ignite the Cinder Brew with that Scorched Earth.
I think he's going Hood on the Doom again this game. I would imagine.
Does he pick up the Ring of Health, go Devour back into a Midas, or does he like finish the Hood and no Midas at all?
I think we mainly see them go for the Hood straight up if they want it. Oh, there's a rotation.
Yo-Yo TPing back to the tier 1. 3 heroes top, unable to get that kill on the TB.
And I have a bad feeling that might be something else that happens again in the laning stage, the lack of stuns, especially after the Rolling Bolt has been used. Being their worst enemy.
Actually bring the Brew now top. So it's going to be, well, it looks to be a try-v-try. And that leaves Doom to kind of do whatever he wants, and we'll see how much Old 11's able to farm off that. Yes, the same thing can be said for XXS, but you know, obviously Devour and potentially a Midas, you get a lot of gold here on this Doom, and it can really start to get out of hand. PYW also already level 3.
They're trying to hold the Water Rune for the TA.
Roll hits. DY going down for first blood. White Album gets credit for that one. PYW kills him in the base.
That's not too bad though, because he doesn't get any XP on the Brew, right? So yeah, it's annoying he uses TP trying to get away, and it's a risk worth taking, and he also ends up like not giving away any XP. So I can get behind that. Oh, that's so annoying. Using the heal to get rid of CS.
Kinetic Field, Lanham getting chased. He'll throw out that Poison Touch, but he's not going to survive long.
Yeah, and the CS across the board really favouring Vici at the moment. Lots of denies this game as well. You know, 12 on the TV, 12 on the DK, but also a decent amount on the Radiant side too. So, more than normal.
Yeah, definitely a lot of denying going on. Borax now showing bottom, and they actually have 3 heroes bot. Try and go after Old 11. The TP situation isn't great for Vici. There's no TP on this Brew or the Disruptor. They roll in, Boulder Smash, vacuum back. Old 11 in a lot of trouble with the Poison Touch with it, and Old 11 trying to survive, but actually we'll get the kill on Borax before he falls. They'll bring over Ori, who will finish off Lanham.
Yeah, nicely by Ori. I mean, the Doom gets the XP from killing the Earth Spirit first, though, as well, so it's not even too bad. The important thing is here, and we mentioned it last game, when there's these big creep waves coming under tower, even if the DK hadn't got the Dazzle there, you want someone there to be able to like leech up the XP, and the Brew just takes over mid, where the DK was before. So they're being really efficient on Vici, making sure they don't lose out on any of that precious XP before the level 6 marks.
Right.
Especially on the supports as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they get to go back the other way now because it was the catapult wave and the DK's popped ult. So
with that Elder Dragon form, just trying to get in onto that tier 1. By the way, the Hood's finished and he does have that Midas queued up. But go for XXS. Dragon Tail, Breathe Fire, and Old 11 having Thunderclap. The damage with a Scorched Earth. They just get a quick kill there, but Poyoyo up in the top lane. He falls to the 3 heroes here of Aster. They're going to get the tier 1 bot.
Yeah, that's the difference. Like, they both get kills in the side lanes, but the tower going down as well. Big favour for Vici. Vici, I think DY's in trouble here. I don't think they have any TPs, right? So.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, Monkey gets kill on the DY. Right now, Ori leads the net worth. Continuing to just surge here.
Dire's structures are
what does he have coming out on the DK? He's got something coming out on his career already because it's pretty far.
TP and a wand.
Right, okay, just a wand. Because we've seen the armlet DK this tournament. I was wondering whether he might consider going for it this game.
Are fortified.
If he wants to scale a little bit more.
Dire's top
Well, they're getting the top tier 1. Elder Dragon form is going to be popped again on Ori. He'll try to get a tier 1 over mid.
top tower has fallen.
The tower goes down. A chip vest for Vici. Lanham. And a +1 here of the Earth Spirit. Borax. Does he go for this? They've got TA wrapping around the back.
There's a DD as well, top that TA's about to get. They have to be careful because these two Vici supports aren't the strongest before the level 6 mark. And when they hit their level 6s, they are incredibly difficult to deal with.
There's the roll as well as the trap. They've got the kinetic field, so that'll keep White Album close enough to his tower where he can't catch up to Ori. Doom used now onto Monet. Yeah.
I think if you'd have had the Scorched Earth up straight away, it would have been fine.
And now Old 11's probably dead for this unless he can get out, and the roll's there, so there's no chance at that. And they'll hold the last hit for Monet.
He buys up the phase boost though before he dies on the Doom, so he doesn't really lose any gold for it. So yeah, pretty good for him.
Very odd.
Radiant's middle tower.
PYW.
They really need to get XP on the brew.
Has fallen.
And try and get his to level 6. So he's kind of just sitting down here trying to leech some XP.
Dire's bottom tower.
They're punishing him hard.
Attack.
Both teams get an optic. That's nice.
And the supports are struggling on the side of Vici because you're only level 4 on both supports while Dazzle's 6 and Earth Spirit's 5. These supports are going to have their levels ready to go on Aster. Granted, we're getting close to the level or to the 10-minute mark where you'll pick up that tome for one of them, which will probably be PYW. But that's not going to feel as good as both supports on Aster having that XP advantage.
Trying to burn away at Monet here, but yeah, I agree. Like we said, the disrupt to level 6 is so important. Through level 6 is so important. You can't have both. It will be interesting to see how they prioritize because I think there is a chance that DY could get it. No, there you go, PYW.
Invisibility!
Oh boy. Going in for the TV. They've got the silence wall down. Poyoyo dead again. Lanham gets the kill, and I'm not sure if Vici should go after this. They'll go for Lanham, and well, they'll at least get one. Roll in, hits onto Ori, who's taking a lot of damage here, and for the first time this series, he's gonna die. They bring over Old 11, who's got the Thunderclap. Now the Cinderbrew down, but they've surged away XXS. They'll look to roll Borax out, but they've got him surrounded. No. Oh, wow, really? It looks like he's still dead, but I was surprised he got that roll through. It seemed like it was right on top of one of the heroes of Vici.
Still in Bayer, don't worry.
Not sure if I imagined that, but
yeah, it looked like it should have hit a hero. They're looking towards the PL here because they have the Bruce split as well.
yeah, and they have
They're
Doom.
gonna miss him. Good TP. Yeah, they saw the end of the TP, so they know, but so they get the D-Wall because of it though, so that's something.
Ori's got Blink Dagger coming out.
Yeah, it's such a big timing in the game, especially against these like mobile heroes like the PL. See if you can use that Blink Dagger effectively. And he's just going to go for that Blink BKB build. As expected on the PK, very standard. I wondered whether he might swerve away from it slightly, but just the norm.
Smoke up.
Radiant are scanning.
They can find Monet. They would get the Blink Dragon Tail into the Doom, but he's back towards bottom. He's actually away from this, and the smoke's going to break as Lanham breaks that smoke getting over by the river, and now Lanham trying to TP out, but DY ready with the glimpse.
The TA just tried to unblock her ancient camp as well, but the sentry doesn't cover the whole camp, so she does not find the ward that's blocking it, unfortunately.
Radiant's
White
middle
Album.
tower is under
They know
attack.
where he is, but standing there may not be the wisest idea. Static Storm is down, Ori out a little bit far. Monetize comes in to get the silence on to this Brewmaster. He finally gets the primal split off. He now needs to get out of dodge. Not looking that easy for him to do.
The Earth Panda's still there.
Kinetic Field, PYW back to form, roll out, and they're going to lose both supports now because of this.
Great catch by Borax. They were always going to get PYW right, but he finds the extra +1 in DY. That was awesome.
Radiant's bottom tower
I will say
is
Aster
under attack.
controlling, but
Dire's structures
I think the
are
bigger shock is the fact that
Dire's middle tower is under
Vici still lead by 2K.
Yeah, but it's the Midas and the Devour on the Doom, right? More than anything.
Dire's
TB's just
middle
free
tower
farming this whole time.
Is it though? There's all 3 cores on Vici are at the top. Is it just the Doom like gold that's making the difference?
I mean, they've been at the top for a while though, right? So they take a bad fight, but if the TV's not there and the whole of Aster's team are like they're fighting, right? Then it's time they're not spent farming. So it's still really good for them, but yeah, obviously TV farms so quickly that if you don't farm for like a minute on PL, you do fall behind a little bit.
They found Doom, and he will doom the Darkseer, and that's what the rest of the team starting to coming over in the back line. Static Storm committed on the Earth Spirit. Now they're starting to chase the other way. When he had started this with a diffusal blade on Old 11, now he's out of mana and he might be out of life real quickly. And that's exactly the case. They get the kill on Old 11. It's going to be a trade for a support. And now, well, they get Old 11. They've got the 3-man vacuum wall. DY trying to TP out. They get the kill on this Disruptor. They look over at Ori, who will TP away. But again, PYW's dead too. That is a 3-for-1. Vici a little bit overconfident in the way they step forward on that. Really interested to see the mindset of them moving forward like that.
I mean, they committed a lot for the Earth Spirit though, right? That was the big thing. Like they dropped the static storm on him and everything on him, so that afterwards, when they find this like Darkseer and PL, the Dooms eventually run off, but they have nothing left in the tank. A great vac wall from the Darkseer though. That's the second time this game, and we're only 15 minutes in.
Win a war without money.
That was a post-Doom vac wall on 3.
This PL with Diffuser is doing a good amount of work as well. But here comes the TB to the fight.
Yeah, Lanham stunned and Lanham killed by PYW.
They're trying to find more.
They might. They might. Monet cycloned. And do they have the catch for this? Borax coming over, Geomagnetic Grip. That's going to stop him from getting the sun out. And now he's got the illusions. He has the ability to leave. All done by Borax, and Vici are in deep. They've got the glimpse into the Static Storm. It is a problem for Monet trying to run, and a 6-time spree goes to Poyoyo. Vici are persistent, and they get the kill that they came for. Look at that Disruptor.
G-By holding these wards so we can get glimpses in fights is... Yeah, he's really clutch today. And this TV's so far ahead now.
Has the gold for Manta. He'll finish that off, and he still has about 1,000 gold to work with. I think Vici to really start pulling ahead. Yes, they're up 4K, but I think the big objective is them getting Roche over Aster, and that's always the talking point when you're up against the TA lineup, right?
Sorry, say that again, the Roche?
Yeah, getting that first Roche over Aster, especially when you've got a TA on your side.
Yeah, I think so, and it's difficult for the Radiant to just run into the Roche, right? They have to get a pick off or anything before, but it feels like Vici with this like strong 5-man we've seen from them 2 games in a row. They're like on a different level in this series so far, it feels like. They're not afraid to just group up and try to look for these engagements. You know, the TB was away before when he was farming and they were running around as 4, but you can see as soon as he hits his timing, he's willing to get stuck in and get involved. This I think this DK getting BKB is going to be a huge deal as well, because they don't really deal with this DK very well once he has it, and he's going to have that level 2 Dragonfall with the extra like splash damage and everything. So PL is in a little bit of trouble. It's not great, but it's kind of like a pseudo answer to it, right? Like in a small way. Maybe it helps you reveal, or like at least narrow down which PL is real in the pack.
Will the real PL please stand up?
The real PL never reveals itself. E-Cop, you should know that.
No.
They're slippery.
I thought Diffusal was gonna really input a lot more into that last fight. I started going after Old 11, got that kill on the Doom. They were able to get the kill on a Monet. It's a big spree for them to take out of his hands too.
Dire's top tower.
Doom almost has his blink, so he'll be able to close the gap, get that Doom out. If you're Phantom Lancer, which neutral are you really looking for?
I mean, Imp Claw's pretty good on that hero. I like Van Brace is okay. There's quite a few. Like Akila's pretty good. Pupil Gift's pretty good.
There's the Aquila, there's the People's Gift.
Yeah, he's going to take the Aquila.
The Aquila for some people. BYW getting taken out by Lanham. 4 heroes come over towards mid, and that was the pickoff that they might need to go potentially for Roche, but they're looking for more, and will get a +1 in DY. Double shot by White Album, and now Vici, who I thought might have a chance at Roche, now need to try and deter Aster from taking it. And I'm not sure that's possible.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to for them to get into the pit. It's like 3 versus 5 already, right? So they could hunt again still, though.
They found the Doom. They've got the Silence. XXS staying on him while they go for Roche. It's 2-man stun. PYW coming over, and now the Doom's going to be out onto this Darkseer. They use the Primal Split. They get the Aegis into the hands of White Album with the Shallow Grave saving XXS, but for how long? Old 11 continues to chase the Infernal Blade. That'll get the finishing blow out onto the Darkseer. Now they're going to try and roll out of this one, but it's right onto Ori. They'll find themselves a second. Old 11 sitting low. Monet focusing his attention for the stun from Old 11. Oh dear, Monet! He's found out to be counterfeit Monet, and they get the kill on the PL.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with taking 2 separate fights, though, right? Where you're trying to take the Roche on your 2 cores, and the other 3 are like, oh my god, we found a Doom, let's go! The 2 cores are nowhere near because they need to finish off the Roche and get the Aegis. But all of a sudden, the turnaround comes in with the TP to the tier 2 tower, and you're like, oh guys, why are we not just at Roche with our team? You know, like, his Doom's pretty tanky, he's hard to kill.
Can't win a war without money.
I can't believe they turned up to the fight here at the end, because he isn't the one with the Aegis, remember?
Yeah.
Because even if he gets Old 11 here, he's still going to die for it.
He doesn't even get that.
He's so far behind the TB. Almost 5,000 net worth behind.
It's TV saving up 3,100 gold. And again, Gold supports.
There is tranquility.
Gold supports from Vici have combined for 11 of the 17 deaths.
This Darkseer looks so good today. We've seen so many great combos.
Under attack.
Really well played by Aster.
Structures are fortified. Radiant's
A bit of a different build from XXS on this Darkseer than what we've seen previously. We've seen a lot of Ags into the Shard. This time, Hood going in and finishing that pipe. He's got the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, pipe is really valuable this game. It's really expensive now. Do you remember when it used to be like really cheap? We would see it every single game. One of the worst things that was. But we're in a blissful, peaceful time now, where people just build A on disc every game instead. That's really fun.
The best timeline.
Because nobody dies.
But Puyoyo getting close to that Scotty, and yeah, you were going to say BKB on Doom?
On the DK.
Oh man, I tried to read your mind.
Radiant are scanning.
But yeah, this beacon reveal is going to be huge. They want to use this this timing though, right? Try and find an opening. But they don't want to force it too hard, it seems. Oh, there's a gem on Disruptor. Okay. Relatively early.
Which is interesting considering how much they've focused killing these supports.
Yeah, but maybe he's thinking, well, he can only kill us because they see us. So if I D-ward, they'll stop killing us.
What does the word D-ward mean? I don't hear that much in my pubs.
Don't worry, it doesn't get any better.
So I'm good where I am.
Yeah, there's one.
There's the D-ward. There goes the gem. Already dropped down. Whiteout tries to scoop it.
He has Aegis though.
Really greedy. Oh, Shallow Grave on the Darkseer. I think that was a bit of a misclick. They kind of overlapped each other. And now he's caught in the Static Storm. They'll get that kill on a White Album. They'll take out the TA. Geomagnetic Grip onto this Doom. They've got the Doom out onto the Darkseer. There's the Cyclone. They'll drop him down. Ori moves forward. Dragon Tail out onto the Dazzle. Inferno Blade once again. Breathe Fire roll comes out from Borax. It's going to be through. Oh, it's massive on the 4 with the silence on the 5. They got a full 5-man silence, but it still doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. They finally get the kill on Ori. They're going to look over. Slime's trying to chase. Puyoyo sitting low. Has the Thunder. DY. Uh-oh. He's dead again, and Puyoyo will get out.
Right, where's the gem? Where's it gone?
Courier has it. Courier has it.
On the
Disruptor's right? Courier picked it up.
Okay. Because he's give me my gem back, TA. It's mine.
I think he...
But this looks so good. The DK tried to blink in Sun the Darkseer, but he accidentally found the Dazzle instead.
And then watch this vacuum wall with it.
Oh, the Grave comes in just in time so they get the vac wall combo off. Wow.
From Boomer Fingers clicking on Darkseer to Zoomer Fingers clicking on Darkseer for the right time.
Under attack.
Oh, he passes over the gem to the Courier there just before he dies. That's really well played. Yeah, I mean... The thing is, with the Vac Wall, you get the TB illusion, but you also get the DK8 ult illusion, right? So you get two really, really useful ones. And this PL, all of a sudden, really starting to catch up. Survives the last fight. He's feeling good.
Haste! Goal for my tower.
Wow, they think it's in reach. He's Aster's favor this whole time still.
Wow.
Even though they're behind in net worth.
Dazzle.
It's interesting. I mean, it is a very good PL game. We really have to highlight that. If it gets to like that, 40-minute mark and the PL's got the 4 items or whatever, he's going to feel really horrible to deal with. Almost a BKB on Earth Spirit, actually. 1,000 gold away.
It's a lot of gold needed for support.
Yeah, it is, but it's within reach now, right?
Sure.
Look at the Radiant support's net worth in comparison to the Dyer's.
Yeah.
It's poor Disruptor.
This Disruptor that is getting close to a shard.
Most of that net worth's a gem as well.
And don't drop it again. Don't lose this. It's almost a full 25% of my net worth.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire structures are fortified.
So they're going to look to get the top 2-1.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They push for more.
Dire's bottom
Scotty
tower
finished. Metamorphosis off cooldown.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Seems like they are. They're trading their bot 2-1 for it, but they want to try and force the fight here.
Radiant's top tower.
They understand that as the game gets later and later, it's going to get more difficult, so...
Dragon Tail coming through on the Darkseer. Shallow Grave, and And it looked like Doom was going to use the Doom onto the Darkseer, but I don't think he needs it. They'll just get the kill instead with the BKB being popped by Old 11 as well as Ori. They'll take the tier 2 with that.
He might need to buy back on the Darkseer here because they have potential to keep going, right, with the meta and the DK form. Okay, they're going to back off. Fair enough. Oh, DK's almost got Ags, actually.
Yeah, 500 gold away from that. Disruptor has enough gold for a shard, but I'm wondering... Yeah, okay, now he bought out on it. I was wondering if he might switch to something else since he had collected about 1,800 gold.
Oh, DD read. Liam. Yeah, I think the shard's really good, though. He's going like full utility, right? Oh, roll misses.
Second Roche in 2 minutes.
Yeah, second Roche. Very, very important, as we know. The shard disrupt is so good.
It feels great, honestly.
Yeah, it does feel good. For anyone that doesn't know, it gives you like every time it hits you with the Thunderstrike, it gives you a small boost of like, I think, is it movement speed and attack speed?
It's 75
sure.
attack speed and 50% movement speed.
Oh, okay.
Each strike gives a 1.25 second buff of those two.
But it's a weird one because you get hit by it, right? You get a little buff and then it disappears again for a little bit, and then you get hit again.
Ooh, they're coming around the back. They're trying to make something happen here. The Dragon Toe comes out. They've got the silence top of the Disruptor. Who drops down the Static Storm. It's going to be right on top of the Earth Spirit. They get the kill on the DY. Now looking the other way. The Doom's going to come through into the Darkseer. That means no vacuum wall. They should be able to get themselves more than just Borax. Borax buys back immediately with the Shadow Grave coming into the Darkseer. They'll also look and go over onto Lanham. They finish off the Dazzle. Darkseer still not dead. He might even get out of this one, but he turns back around and dies to Old 11. I thought he might just walk it out, or he goes down. Sunder used Koyoyo though, taking a lot of damage. Not a lot of mana to work with to get the kill. Monet takes him out. Double damage here for White Album. Now going to be able to chase after PYW in a roll for Borax. Lands on the money and a full team wipe for Aster.
I think that fight goes so badly for Aster if they don't have the DD on the TA. It's like completely different because they don't burst the heroes the same way. Like the Doom gets killed so quickly because he doesn't have a huge amount of armor in the back line. And yes, they do the Darkseer and everything, and yes, they kill the Dazzle in the end, but it takes them so long. And all of a sudden they're just at the high ground.
They're at the high ground, and I don't think Vici want to buy back on these heroes.
Crystallis on the TA, so she's going to start to hit even harder on this tower now.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks.
So second Roche just spawning here. Can they get to the pit?
DK up in 14. And really feel the effectiveness of that Red Eyes Black Dragon. Brings out the inner Joey Wheeler in us all.
So they realize they have to smoke it. They need to contest this Roche. They can't give it away for free.
They're gonna come over, vacuum immediately into the BKB. He doesn't have the Elder Dragon form just yet, and they're gonna go to the Primal Split and try and make something happen here. Blink forward, and he is in onto the Dazzle, but he is without Doom, taking a lot of damage. Pops the BKB. Now they're gonna focus their attention on the Borax, and pops his own BKB. They get the kill on 11. They're gonna take up the Doom. They look over now at BYW. The damage out from the TB, but Borax saved thanks to the Shallow Grave of Lanham. They'll buy back on PYW, but they're without the Doom for 60 seconds. They got the wall down, and the roll is gonna come through all the way out of Koyoyo. Kick him back into the fight, and now focus over on a DY. They get the kill on the Borax. Finally, the damage from Koyoyo is just not enough. He finally has a Thunder Strike, right clicks in onto the Darkseer, but Koyoyo in some trouble. I say in some trouble, but he takes out XXS. They've got the Dragon Toe to kill off Lanham, and maybe I spoke a little bit too soon, but they finally get the kill on the DY. White Album from behind the back has the Meld Strike with the BKB. The gem's on the deck, and Ori trying to get away with a sliver of health. PYW comes back in and picks up the gem. Now no mana
on White Album, and the damaging from Poyoyo. He's got a triple kill. Looking over at Monet, he's silenced up, pops Samantha, running over at PYW, now trying to retreat.
Just Toyoyo for more. He doesn't have the metamorphosis, but he does have a double damage, and now minus armor on him. Monet focuses his attention onto the Terrorblade. He's got the satanic to get back up on a full health. BYW ends up dead to Lanham. Lanham will help out Monet with a shallow grave when needed, and that's going to come out immediately with Ori popping the DK, or getting that stun from the DK, vacuum back, and now a Sunder on XXS. Poyoyo, not a lot of mana to work with, but they've got themselves the Doom back alive. He'll run back into the fight. He's got a blink. If he can get on these heroes, the Shiva slows down Lanham. Ori catching up, and there's the shallow grave with a BKB pop by Ori, but they'll get away on Aster, maybe even looking to turn it around once again.
Holy moly, what a fight. There's so many different things there that were just happening all at once. I mean, the fight starts with the dude just running in, right? And basically just playing his own game. You know, the rest of Vici couldn't get anywhere near him, and he dies straight away. But towards the end of the fight, you can see they managed to grave the PL, right? And the DK comes in with the stun, but the stun ends just before the grave duration does, so that he's able to get the doppelganger off and just get away. Such close margins.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Very close indeed, and this game is back to even. Roche is up, and Poyoyo is in there with Ori. We'll see if Aster can come over. They don't have TA for 6 seconds. Illusions will invade, and they'll only spot a TB illusion. So this is going to be a fight once again, but this time they've got Doom back up. They'll have the primal split. Brewmaster up in 2, and should be able to just TP over to the outpost and join his team. But instead, he's going to choose to walk.
Thank goodness. That last fight just was so long. I like that he's got the Mjolnir queued up on the TB as well. I think that's really important this game.
I man, smoke from Vici.
I was thinking he might go Butterfly, but
oh, Monet. Oh, are they gonna see him?
Miss him.
They still want to walk down. They want to walk down top. Monet's on the high ground. The rest of the team is waiting. They've got the Prickly Zerls, the Dragon Tail. They're going to go after this Dazzle. They've got the kinetic field down with the BKB pop by Borax. He's going to try and roll out of this one. They've got the Silence and the Magnetize on a couple of these heroes on the side of Vici, but they get the kill on XXS. Old 11 dealing with the Sliver though. With the BKB pop by White Album. He goes into the middle, but they've got themselves the vision and get the kill on a White Album. 3 heroes in without buyback on the side of Aster. They're going to focus their attention on Monet, who's trying to get up onto the high ground and away from this Vici side. With the BKB and the Red Eyes Black Dragon, he goes right up the cliff and goes after Monet. It is scary when the Elder Dragon form has that Ags behind it.
God, it's like a better version of Game of Thrones. I love it.
A better version than the last season, that's for sure.
Unfortunately so. It looks so good as well, that model. I really like it. What a fight, though. With that vision advantage they have from smoking round, right, they pick off the Dazzle with the stun on the DK, and they instantly doom the Darkseer at the same time. It's like the perfect initiation for Vici. It doesn't get any better than that. And Aster kind of coming over to the pit here. They don't have any vision inside by the looks of it, but Borax.
Oh, coming in, Silence! Aegis picked up by Poyoyo. BKB by Borax.
Oh, I think he would... Okay, he might get out anyway. I thought he was going to die. He was going to get glimpsed away, but he BKB'd, so it cancelled the glimpse, and I thought he was going to die because of it. Oh, that was so close to him stealing Aegis, though. Did he get anything from that?
I don't think so.
Close.
Oh, there's a quick pause coming out.
Was that completely blind, or was there a trap in the pit? Because if that was completely blind, that's really impressive.
I'm going to go with blind because it makes it cooler.
Just sounds better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Got ourselves a bit of a pause. During this time, though, I just want to ask, could you give us your best Brooklyn Joey Wheeler impression? The Red Eyes Black Dragon?
No. I'm so bad at accents or anything like that. I'm not going to embarrass myself.
I tried.
If it was something that I had even a small capability of being able to do, I would consider it. But I'll probably end up offending somebody.
Yo, meanwhile, getting that Mjolnir online. These fights have been close, but Vici now starting to pull away.
These fights have been wild. I don't even think they are pulling away. They just got one good fight, right, where they doom the Darkster and stun the Dazzle. I think it's still anybody's game. Obviously, the Aegis makes a big difference, but this PL is still a big problem.
He gave the shard over to the Doom, too, and he's going into a Refresher.
Yeah, I like that. We've talked about the shard already this tournament, and I mean, it is really strong. Maelstrom with DK has Maelstrom as well, so they're going to have double Mjolnir up at some point soon. Does make PL's game a lot harder, especially the active from the static charge. I think it's called. I'm not sure, but yeah, it feels really good because obviously you put it on the target that the PL wants to kill, and the constant shield procs going to get through those illusions even quicker.
Lean forward into the Infernal Blade to go after Lanham. They've got the Spirit Vessel on him. A quick kill onto the Dazzle.
That's they're about to come high ground, and I'm just sitting under my tower syndrome, unfortunately. Oh my god, this tower melts.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh my goodness. They're going to have to try
Static Storm. Oyoyo, though, he's over to the side. Will they be able to do anything with the BKBB pop by Borax? He's going to try and roll out of harm's way, but the right click's coming in from Ori, who's able to go over the trees and stops him from rolling back into the base. Now, Dragon Tail right clicks in. All that's happening, they've got themselves a wall down, but the Doom comes out into the dark sphere. They get the kill on XSS. This is going to be 3 kills inside of Aster. Another one's going to finish it off with a fourth. They'll take out White Album. All running finally falls, but is it going to be able to be stopped by Monet? This charge is on from Vici. Monet has nothing left in the tank, and they will get the full team wipe. Vici will take the 2-0 and knock Aster down to the lower bracket.
I really think Lanham's going to be kicking himself after that fight. You know, the fact that he's the one that dies first, just sitting under his tower, as the push is about to come into the high ground. You know, we've seen it so many times before, but a player with his level of experience will be like, you know, I really shouldn't have let that happen kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, you know,